Hello, 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 everybody. What epic music to come into. Welcome back to Summon Worlds and the battle between the forces of light and the forces of darkness. I'm Jedediah Weller, and I am here with Marcio, Billy, William, and Andrea. And we are going to have an epic run today. We've got a lot planned. So before we do introductions or talk about anything else, we're going to go ahead and have the narrator tell you what's going on at the Battle of Brightstone Sky Fortress. So let's take a listen.
Barely cooled when the darkness struck again, this time from above. In a brazen show of force, massive, ominous airships darkened the skies, rising toward the heavens with a single goal: to seize the Brightstone Sky Fortress. The celestial citadel suspended among the clouds is not merely a stronghold, it is a symbol of hope, a shining testament to the strength of the light, claiming it would give the forces of darkness a devastating advantage. But Brightstone will not fall easily. Guarded by some of the mightiest celestials ever to walk the realms, its defenders now brace for the inevitable storm. As airships close in and shadows creep across the horizon, the time for talk has passed. The skies will burn with war, and though the darkness sowed terror in their path, dropping nightmares upon the inn of the holy moon, leaving panic and fear in their wake, it was only a prelude, a warning. Now comes the true battle, the clash for the skies, the fight for the light's last bastion in the clouds.
Brightstone must not fall. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. Like I said, my name is Jedediah Weller, and we are here to enjoy, I suppose, or maybe fear the battle of the Brightstone Sky Fortress. So today we're going to do things a little bit differently. We have some champions on our side. Billy and Marcio are each going to be taking a champion and be playing as those champions. And we also are going to, mix things up a little bit with some of the combat and some of the other things. So most importantly, this is live. We got a couple people in the actual channel. And if you are watching after the fact, please make sure to comment. We are reading all the comments that everyone posts on YouTube, and we are making updates to the battle system. We're making updates to how we do these things. We're adding music, basically everything that you guys are asking for. So thank you so much, to the community members. We really, really want to thank you guys for being here and for having us and enjoying this campaign with us. All right. So with that said, let's do some quick introductions for anyone who has not yet met our team here. Let's see. Billy, would you like to go first?
Sure. My name is Billy, and I work on the QA team here.
Awesome. And Billy, who are you going to be today?
I will be the commander for the light today, Seraphim.
All right. So Billy is representing the light today. Awesome. You're a man of my heart. All right. Marcio, how about you, my friend?
Hey guys, Marcio here. You've seen me on Discord, and I'm picking Soltar, the Shadow Commander, to lead the Dark Legion.
All right. So Marcio is representing Forces of Darkness today. And William, would you like to give a quick intro?
Hey guys, welcome and hope you enjoy. I'm William. I'm in charge of making things look good for Summon Worlds.
Awesome. And William is our neutral observer today. He's going to be maybe a tiebreaker every now and then. And Andrea, last but not least.
Hi everyone. Yeah, I'm here from the marketing team just to have fun and watch how everyone battle here. And I'll be watching over the comments. So feel free to leave any ideas, comments, suggestions on the chat. We'll be replying to all of your messages.
Awesome. Thank you, Andrea. All right, so let me switch over. I'm going to share my screen here. Can you guys see the screen okay? All right, you guys can see it okay, right?
On our
sir.
end, yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Awesome. And then I just overlaid the chat as well. So looks like we got a couple people. Hey, Michael, we got BOP. We got a couple people in here. So, hey, everyone. Good to have you. All right. So, to give everyone a quick history of where we're at, obviously today we are at the Brightstone Sky Fortress, as the narrator said. But if you have not been here for the past couple sessions, I'll give you a quick recap. We are in this battle, this battle that's raging between the forces of light and the forces of darkness. So the forces of darkness, they came in through these portals, through these rifts in the sky, and they started scattering themselves and their legions all across the world. Now, in the past couple weeks, we saw that Heroes Revival was attacked. It was assaulted by the forces of darkness. Heroes Revival was a very key and strategic location because Heroes Revival allows the owner of it to actually resurrect the fallen. All right, so very strategic location. The forces of light, they won pretty, I would say, pretty one-sidedly. The forces of darkness were crushed here, and there is a little bit of, maybe obscurity on what these two characters up here from the forces of darkness are doing. But for now, we're just going to say the forces of light, they have prevailed at Heroes Revival. We then had a battle at the Watermelon Patch, which was over here. If you guys are following along on the map, you can see the Watermelon Patch here, and the forces of darkness were defeated. Although we did have two people lose on the forces of light, the giant hamster ball of light and Travis Scotch were both defeated. And so the only two people remaining here are Bunny Hulk and Ugatuga the Clanless. Then finally, as the Watermelon Patch was going on, there was an airship called the Airship of Kingdom of Hawaii, and it was traversing along here from the Divine Sun, from the forces of darkness. It was carrying some armies with it, and they dropped in at the Inn of the Holy Moon. After a very difficult battle, the forces of light were defeated and the forces of darkness won. So now we see that the Inn of the Holy Moon is now lost to the forces of light. Forces of darkness have won. So Marcio, your darkness forces, you got one battle in. Good job, man. And now that airship continued traveling all along the coast here, the coast of Braylon, up past the Krethlar Forest, and it is now landed at the Brightstone Sky Fortress. Brightstone Sky Fortress. So, Billy, would you like to tell us a little bit about the Brightstone Sky Fortress?
Of course. So the Brightstone Sky Fortress is kind of it was a base that was constructed to be a middle point between this realm and the realm of the actual Celestials, kind of give them that foothold when they're making that long trek from realm to realm. So naturally it's inhabited by a lot of celestial beings, those that have, might be part mortal, part celestial, or, just might be human, but have earned the feats to kind of make it there and call it their home. So it's a fortress in a sense that, it's very well guarded, and that those that naturally take up there are forces to be reckoned with themselves, but it's not necessarily a stronghold for armies. It's just a place for these celestial figures to call home.
Awesome. All right. How large is it, would you say?
I would say it's probably a decent sized city. I'd say it probably would be able to house a couple hundred people.
Okay.
Spaciously living in like good condition and everything.
Okay. Yeah, and I think I have like a full-size image here. So, all right. So Marcio, so your forces of darkness, they've come in here and they're on an airship. I believe that airship was stolen. It was a stolen airship, right?
Correct.
All right. So where would you say you're landing the airship on the Sky Fortress here? I got an image of it.
Should be like at the gate, like right in front of the main gate of the Sky Fortress. Um, just letting the Light Legion know that we are here. We're ready to take over the place. Just like that movie Hollywood type of entrance.
Okay.
The darkness is approaching.
So the darkness isn't trying doing anything crazy here. They're just going right in at the front gate and they're saying, "Screw you guys, we're coming in. We're assaulting."
Yeah, ruthless, just straight to it. Ready for battle. Um, that's it.
All right. Awesome. All right. So we're going to do things a little bit differently today, where Marcio and Billy are each going to be, or have each chosen a commander. So, Billy, let's start with you. Who is your commander?
My commander is the great Seraphel.
All right.
Do you want a background as well?
Yeah. Tell me about yourself, Seraphel.
Awesome. So Seraphel, he's a man of great triumph and victory. He's fought many a battles, and during those battles has achieved immortality itself. And through that immortality, he's fought so many battles. He had to retire at a point because he grew tired of the constant struggle and back and forth that always seemed to pop up with these wars. But in great times like this, you must answer duty's call. So he's returned to the battlefield once more to fight the forces of darkness and see whether that immortality is still lasting or whether the forces of darkness have a means to deal with it.
All right. Awesome. And Marcio, who is your commander? Or who are you, I should say. I apologize.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yes. Hello, people. My name is Solter, the Shadow Commander. I've been tasked to take over the Sky Fortress. I've had many victories, and I don't know defeat. And I'm here to either conquer or die. Those are the only two options. So, Team Light, get ready, because I'm not leaving until I conquer this place.
All right. Those are fighting words, Billy. Those are fighting words.
We're ready. Don't worry.
All right. So let me write this down here. So we've got Zoltar. Where's my pen? We got Zoltar versus Seraphiel. Okay, perfect. So these are the two commanders. All right. Let's get the first battle started here. So, Zoltar, who are you sending to battle first?
In order for the Team of Light to feel the force of darkness, I'm gonna be sending Succubus Simone and the Dark Fighters.
All right. So let's see, Succubus Simone. Okay, let's move her over here. So, can you read off about Succubus Simone and the Dark Fighters while I add them to the queue here?
Absolutely. Succubus Simone was once a brilliant mathematics named Simone, consumed by his relentless pursuit of knowledge. One fateful day, he stumbled upon an ancient enigmatic puzzle that promised to unlock the secrets of the universe. And then the are Dark Fighters of Downshire were once a peaceful community nestled in the verdant hills and valleys of their homeland. However, a great darkness descended upon the land, bringing with it a blight that corrupted the very fabric of their world. And now, my dark fighters are my most loyal fighters.
All right. And so let's see, starting with the Dark Fighters, what class are they?
I'll have them as warriors.
All right. And for Succubus Simone?
They're gonna be rogue.
Rogue. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. And moving over to the Forces of Light. Seraphiel, who are you sending into battle first?
seeing the forces that the great Zoltar are sending in, I have no choice but to counter by sending in the chaotic duo of Mixter Luxus or Lumax and Puffin, followed by the last Radiant Vanguard.
All right. So for the chaotic duo,
This is gonna be easy.
Can you tell us about the chaotic duo, Mr. Lumix and Puffin?
The chaotic duo, Mr. Lumix and Puffin, in a realm of the divine where celestial beings weaved the tapestry of fate, a particular partnership was formed. Mr. Lumix, a reluctant hero, was a towering figure encased in gleaming holy armor. His movements, as graceful as the wind himself, grew an ego so large he started to call his muscles Puffin. And that is the chaotic duo.
All right. And what class is the chaotic duo?
I would say he would be a cleric. He's definitely got some magic up his sleeve, and with armor that radiant, you have to channel the celestial.
Okay, fair, super fair. All right. And how about the last Radiant Vanguard?
The last Radiant Vanguard is a covenant that was forged in the crucible of a timeless conflict where the forces of light and darkness clashed for the fate of the world. These 5 divine warriors, each blessed with a unique celestial power, were chosen by the ancient gods to be the last bastion against the darkness.
All right. We'll add them in. And what class is the last Radiant?
We are dealing with the world of the Celestials here, so we've got another team of clerics.
All right. Cleric it is. All right, cool. So we've got Dark Fighters and Succubus Simone versus the Chaotic Duo and the Last Radiant. This is our first battle of the day. Now, Andrea, do we have like a poll that you wanted to do? I'm not sure if Andrea is actually still here. If she's not here, then we will ask everyone to just post in the chat who you're voting for. Let's go ahead and we'll start the battle in the meantime.
No, it does look like she has the pull up.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, team.
Yeah, I'm here.
There's Andrea. Hey, Andrea.
I'm here. I disappeared for a second, but yeah, we have a poll running, and everyone feel free to vote. Let's see who wins.
Awesome. All right. Yeah. So let's see. So who do you guys vote for? We've got the Dark Fighters versus the Last Radiant Vanguard and Succubus Simone versus a Chaotic Duo. Who does everyone think is going to win? And while you all are thinking, I've got the battle started on my other screen here. So let's go ahead and let's see what's going to happen. The battle is going. The battle is going.
No running back. It's either kill or get kill here.
I like these summons. Like, it's been really cool seeing what people have created for this event. And I did update I updated the battle system a little bit, by the way, just so everyone knows. We updated it so that you or like the battle engine. It prevents the characters from selecting something that doesn't make sense. So last time we were doing it, if you had a 2v2 and one of the people was dead, you might still have someone like defending that dead body, which didn't make any sense. So we updated that so that way it's like a little bit better. And there's more of a focus on attack now as well. We're still trying to figure out this whole combat system. All right. Do we have poll results, Andrea?
Yep, it seems like we got a winner in the darkness. Succubus Simone and Dark Fighters are winning.
And I'm feeding from your support.
All right.
He's feeding your souls.
All right, let's see. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to click View Story Summary. And let's see what has happened here. And let me know if you guys cannot hear it, by the way.
Introduction. As dawn's first light sliced through the ancient grove, the Dark Fighters and Succubus Simones of the Dark Team emerged from the shadows, their intentions veiled in mystery. Opposite them stood the light team, where the chaotic duo, Mr. Lummox and Puffin, exuded a reckless charm alongside the solemn visage of the last radiant vanguard. The air vibrated with tension as both sides sized each other up, ready for the conflict to come. Combat! A symphony of chaos erupted as Mr. Lummox charged forward with a thunderous roar, engaging the Darkfighters in a whirlwind of brute strength and unyielding will. Puffin, with a mischievous glint in his eyes, flitted nimbly around the battlefield, launching dazzling blasts of light at Succubus Simone, whose illusions twisted reality in dazzling counterplay. Meanwhile, the last radiant vanguard wove through the darkness like a harbinger of dawn, his radiant blade clashing fiercely with the dark warriors, their combat a dance of shadow and light. Resolution! In a dramatic twist, the last radiant vanguard unleashed a blinding pulse of light that enveloped the battlefield, momentarily blinding all foes. Seizing the opportunity, Mr. Lummox and Puffin combined their strengths in a breathtaking display of force and cunning, breaching the dark team's defenses. In the end, it was the light team's unwavering unity that turned the tide, securing their victory under the morning sun.
All right, Light Team won. Light Team won. I'm going to download this audio. I'm just going to download all of
The
them.
light will always prevail.
Yeah.
It's okay, Serafil. These are counted and calculated sacrifices, okay? Don't get too excited.
Actually, it was a close fight. Look here. The chaotic duel only had 1 HP left.
Oh, and it looks like the last Vanguard actually went down.
Yeah, looks like they did.
We did lose someone during that fight.
Yep. All right. So, battle number 1. All right, cool. So the chaotic duel. I have to say the narrator is like, very epic voice saying Mr. Puffin. It's like such a ridiculous thing.
Very true.
All right, so the first
I just
battle.
see you were still on the tournament screen.
Oh, thank you. Yep, I'll have to change it each time. All right, there we go. So let's go back to Figma. All right, so the first battle is concluded here. So since the light team won, let's go ahead and say, Serafel, who do you want to choose for your next combatants?
Seeing that Mr. Puffin was almost defeated and will need to catch his breath, I am going to send in. Oh, I'm gonna butcher this name. The Incantalar? I am not sure. How would you pronounce that name, Jedi?
Oh, good question. I got the Incandular.
Incandular. Okay, I like that. And then I'm gonna back him up with Edmund Patch.
Edmund Patch. All right. So the Incandular, a race of enigmatic beings from a realm beyond the veil of our own, have been drawn into the eternal struggle between the forces of light and dark. These small humanoid creatures of pure shining light were once content to exist in their own peaceful realm. So that's going to be one of them. I'll add that guy in, and I'll refresh this. Okay, and then we got Edmund Patch. Edmund Patch, affectionately known as Patch, had a tumultuous past that shaped him into the formidable warrior he is today. Born in the bustling city of Am, Patch's early years were marked by a life of crime and mischief as he navigated the treacherous underworld. So what made you choose these two characters, Billy?
That is an excellent question, Jedi. Edmund Patch has a very versatile skill set, and he's good to adapt. And I know that after the first wave of defeat from the Darkness, they're going to try and throw a curveball at us to catch us off guard. So I want Patch there to be ready to adapt. And the Calidors are just formidable at what they do, so they'll be a stone wall against whatever comes next.
All right. So the Encandulars and Mr. Patch are over here, and they are coming up to the gates of the Brightstone Sky Fortress. They see that the first wave of darkness was turned back, but the chaotic duo is left over to 1 health, so he is hurting right now. He is in bad shape, and so he can't fight any longer. So, Marcio, who are you sending in next?
Who is Marcio, the Immortal?
My
name-
I'm sorry.
My name is Soltar, the Shadow Commander. And
Zoltar.
after the first battle, I need to make a significant strike. So I'm sending the Dark Order of Forsaken Paladin, and I'm sending my fearless Lord Shadowblade.
Lord Shadowblade. All right, here we go. So, everyone in the chat, we've got the Dark Order of the Forsaken Paladin and Lord Shadowblade versus the Encandular and Edmond Patch. Please take your votes. Let us know who you think is going to win. While I'm adding these guys in, could you please tell us about the Dark Order and Lord Shadowblade?
All right. So Lord Shadowblade was once a noble knight in the kingdom of Avaloria, known for his unwavering loyalty and dedication to protecting the realm from all forms of darkness. He's been with my legion since the beginning. He's been loyal, he's been fearless, and he's been ready to take over whoever faces him. And then the Dark Order of the Forsaken Paladin.
All right.
It's a complete other language, so I do not understand
is
the
it?
language. Yeah, but they are loyal to me, and they will do whatever I command them.
That's Latin. That's lore of Ipsum.
I mean, it's pretty on par for the Forsaken to be speaking Latin, I think.
Yeah.
I think maybe Amy forgot to switch the text over on this one.
Can you try clicking the link on the lower right? There.
Yeah,
Click
let me
that
see.
legendary character.
All right, here I'll read it. It's on my other screen. Centuries ago, the Dark Order paladins stood as beacons of righteousness, their unwavering faith and unyielding courage guiding the faithful through the darkest of times. And they came here when a cataclysmic event threatened to consume the very fabric of reality. All right, so let me switch over, and let's switch to this screen. The Battle Royale. Okay.
And all of you mortals in the chat should be voting for the Team Darkness. If not, I'm coming for you too.
All right. So Lord Shadowblade, what class is he? Oh, I can't hear you anymore, Marcio.
Sorry, Lord Shadowblade is a warrior.
Warrior. Okay, perfect. And the Dark Order of Forsaken Paladins?
With their Latin old forbidden language, I think they're gonna be cleric.
Cleric. Okay. All right. And I put Edmund Patch as a rogue. What would the Encandular be, Billy?
They're warriors, Jedi.
The warriors. All right. Let's start this battle. Let's see what happens here. Okay. So who do we think is going to win? Who do we think should win this fight?
Right now, I think the polls are neck and neck.
Neck and neck.
Neck and neck.
What?
But we do have people selecting the darkness will have its comeback. So I'd say the darkness is pretty up. And with Marcio, I mean the commander throwing out threat.
Who's Marcio, mortal?
Yeah, that's Zoltar. Don't you know that's Zoltar? I've been corrected 5 times now.
I'm coming for you, mortal. Don't call me Marcio. Show respect.
Can you change your name in the streaming app?
Let me. Yeah.
Because if you can, that'd be awesome, actually. All right, let's see. Let's see. They are battling.
Oh, you can
Oh.
get that.
All right, here it goes. Am I allowed to click on the button to see what happened? Let's do it. Oops, can you guys still hear me? My wife just called me. You need to stop
Yes.
that. They're live streams.
Introduction. As dawn's first rays pierced the foggy battlefield, Lord Shadowblade and the Dark Order of the Forsaken Paladin advanced, their dark armor glinting ominously. On the opposite side, Edmund Patch and the Encandula stood resolute, halos of light shimmering around them, ready to uphold their sworn duty to repel darkness. The tense silence was shattered by the clash of swords as both teams charged into the fray. Combat. The Dark Order's battle cries echoed as they swung mercilessly, seeking to overwhelm Edmund Patch with raw, shadow-infused power. Meanwhile, Edmund gracefully parried each strike, his blade glowing with a light so intense that it seared the air itself. Beside him, the Encandula wove intricate patterns of light, binding the Forsaken Paladin in luminous chains. Yet Lord Shadowblade, with a flick of his wrist, unleashed a torrent of darkness, momentarily blinding the light warriors. Resolution. In a dramatic finale, Edmund, regaining his composure, launched himself at Lord Shadowblade with unerring precision. As their blades clashed one final time, a blinding flash signaled the ascendancy of light over darkness. With Shadowblade's defeat, the Dark Order faltered, leaving the light victorious on the cracked battlefield.
Praise be the light.
Praise be the light. You know, I wonder why the AI keeps spitting out the instruction combat resolution. That wasn't intended, by the way. We'll have to change that. All right, light side looks like it won, and this was a close one as well. The Incandular is down to 1 HP. Edmund Patch is dead. Both of the Dark are dead. Zoltar, I thought you had something like, special about you, man.
Well, I've been waiting to invoke this power because I thought it was not going to be necessary. But the forces of light have been stronger than I thought. So, as a plot twist, I'm invoking the Boundless Necromancer Mana Elixir, which allows me to summon again 2 of my fallen warriors.
Jedi, go to the Figma.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Then we have a little plot twist here. So is it this item right here, the Boundless Necromancer Mana Elixir?
That is correct, mortal.
All right, introducing the Boundless Necromancer Mana Elixir, a powerful elixir crafted by the Devourer God himself. This mystical potion grants necromancers an endless supply of mana, allowing them to wield their dark arts without restraint. Okay, so what do we do here? You're saying that this is going to resurrect these guys?
That is correct.
All right, I guess we got to do this battle again then.
Yes.
Let's see. All right, I'll load it up. How do you feel about that, Billy?
But the forces of light need to summon another one because we already killed one of them.
Oh, that's true.
Indeed,
true.
we do. But during that time, the great Mr. Puffin was able to regain and recatch his breath, and being the closest one to the ongoing battle, he sees these abominations raise back up from the ground, and he soars directly over to back up his compatriots. And he's going to fight side by side until the very end to remove these abominations that the darkness has created.
All right, Billy. I'm gonna make you have to roll a check here, like an endurance check to see if you can get up okay. Do you got a dice with you?
I do. Do you want my pretty ones, my even prettier ones, or my even prettier ones?
Let's go with the prettiest of them all. But can you show us the dice? Like we gotta make sure they're not loaded here.
I don't know. The background thing might mess it up. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, mind my crappy camera. No. Okay. Yes. Kind of.
We kind of see it.
Okay. I got these ones, and then I got rose quartz ones, and I'm just showing off my dice because I'm proud of them now. I got my metal ones, and then my other ones. These are my 4 favorites.
Well, it's kind of cool because we can. It's like only showing us the dice right now. So your choice.
All right. I feel like we're gonna go with the silver and blue ones since we are the forces of the light. So I will see if this picks up the roll, so no one knows I'm cheating or thinks I'm cheating. That's not looking good for us, guys.
What is that?
It's a 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I can actually get it to view. Hold on.
Mr. Puffin here, he thought that he had all of his, his health back. He thought his endurance was, recovered. He was getting up to try to get back in the fight. And as he's getting up, all of a sudden he stumbles because his leg gave out from under him and he ended up breaking his ankle. So now he is permanently out of the fight.
No.
With a broken ankle. I don't know, William, do we have any broken ankle symbols that we can use?
I'm not prepared with that one. Maybe spin him around.
So, yeah, you can spin around. You want to make him tossed over or something? Laying down? All right. So, Mr. Puffin is out. Who else would you like, Billy?
Seeing that Mr. Puffin broke his ankle and yet somehow cannot fly as a result, Liam Liu is going to rush in to aid her combatants.
All right. And Edward Silva said that Mr. Puffin's OP, but I would say that he's definitely hurting right now for an OP person. All right, so we've got the Dark Order and Lord Shadowblade again, and now up against the Incandular and Liam Liu. Oh, man. Well, you know what? The Incandular, if I look back, was down to 1 health as well, so we're going to need to make another roll for the Incandular to see if he's able to continue.
We do, but this roll is going to be with advantage because as a Celestial joins the battle, she's going to cast Lay on Hands on the Incandular to bring him back up. So I'm going to use my silver and blue dice. As you can see, if you guys can see this. I hope you have the DC set in your brain, Jedi. Well, that's a 3, and then that's a nat 1. So it's a 3, but we didn't nat 1. That's what matters.
Oh, man. Yeah, you would have needed a 12 without the 1. All right.
Dice.
All right, William. It looks like the Candular is, also tried to get back up and probably stumbled over Mr. Puffin because they didn't see Mr. Puffin was laying on the ground there with a broken ankle, and now they both have broken ankles. So the forces of light are really hurting today. All right. We got Solakar. So who is Solakar?
Solakar, the Knight of the Sun, was born during a rare celestial event known as the solstice eclipse. As the moon momentarily obscured the sun's radiant light, a surge of ancient magic flowed throughout the heavens, imbuing the young knight with extraordinary power.
All right. So I'm going to load up Solakar and Liam Liu, and let's do our next combat here. So let me switch my screens. I'll switch over to the Battle Royale. All right. And let's go ahead and add these guys. So we got the Forsaken. And the Paladin, that was a cleric, right? And then we've got Lord Shadowblade, who I think was a warrior. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, warrior it is. All right. All right. And I'll go over here to Solikar. What's Solikar, Billy?
Solikar is also a cleric.
Okay. And then we're going to have Liam Liu. And what is Liam Liu?
She will also be a cleric, and is almost like we are in the realm of the celestial.
All right. I don't know if there's an advantage or disadvantage to that, but hey, let's try it. All right. Battle is starting. What's everyone think? Let's hear it in the chat. Jordan said it's just Benny Hill worthy levels of physical comedy. Yeah, agreed. All right. I'm voting for the Forces of Dark this time. Let's see. Oh, and this is very, very interesting here. I don't know what it's going to say, but I'm looking at the HP, and they're both at 0 for Liam Liu and Solikar.
Notice that as well. But also, the entire time, the Forces of Darkness have had no health. Like, it doesn't show what their health is. So,
That's true.
who knows?
Yeah, so I thought what was happening is that the whoever won, they would show their HP, and whoever lost didn't show it. So let's see what happens. If it says the Forces of Light win with 0 HP, I'm going to say it's a draw and they kill each other.
I agree.
All right, so let's see.
Introduction. Under a foreboding sky, the Dark Order of the Forsaken Paladin and Lord Shadowblade of the Dark Team stride confidently across the battlefield, their silhouettes dark against the twilight. Opposing them, the Light Team Solikar and Liam Liu stand resolute, their countenances fierce with determination. An eerie silence envelops the field, punctuated only by the distant rumbling of thunder, as both teams brace for the inevitable clash. Combat. The air vibrates with tension as the Dark Order of the Forsaken Paladin hurls forth a torrent of shadowy energy, forcing Solikar to deftly deflect it with a barrier of pure light. In a blur of movement, Lord Shadowblade darts toward Liam Liu, their blades sparking like lightning with each strike and parry. As magical energies crackle dangerously around them, the combatants weave and dance, neither side willing to relent, as darkness and light wage a relentless war. Resolution. In the battle's crescendo, Lord Shadowblade feigns a retreat, luring Liam Liu into a trap. With a swift, ruthless motion, he strikes down the Light Team warrior, creating an opening for the Dark Order of the Forsaken Paladin to unleash a devastating wave of darkness upon Solikar. As the light fades, the Dark Team emerges victorious, claiming the battlefield with echoes of their triumph, reverberating through the shadowed landscape.
All right. The darkness won. Damn. Oh.
Forever in our prayers.
Yeah, that was a very good application of your item, Zoltar. The
We're
Fierce.
coming back and we're conquering the fortress.
It's okay,
This
Jedi,
is-
because... Go ahead. Zoltar, my fault.
No, this is the turning point we needed.
All right, so, and let's see. Did anyone survive? I can't actually tell. Let's see here. HP. We're going to see if Lord Shadowblade is still alive here. It looks like he is. So he rolled initiative. They both rolled initiative. Okay. So I guess they're both alive. All right.
Well, that's okay, Jedi, because during that battle, I used that time to rush over to my wounded soldiers, and I am going to attempt to heal them again, to bring them back into this fight and help even out the battle. What would you like me to roll?
You're going to need a 16 or greater for that.
16 or greater.
And no cheating.
Not very optimistic about. I mean, I'm going to show the camera the best I can. I'm not very optimistic, but I benched the other dice, so we'll see. That's a nat 20, baby.
No way.
Nat 20, right there.
Damn.
Let's go. That's what the light needed.
All right. All right. Can't argue with the nat 20.
That's what
All
we
right.
needed.
So the Incandular and the Chaotic Duo are back in the fight. Thank you, William. All right. So let's I guess we can move these guys down. The bodies are just piling up over here. And Zeraphel is here. So, all right. So Zeraphel, you've just resurrected your, you've just restored your 2 fallen comrades. And you now see that the enemy is getting closer and closer to breaching the gate with the recent victory that they had. And so they are at the gate. Who are you going to send in? Are you going to send in your recently revived companions, or are you sending in someone else?
Oh, actually, with the wind of the nat 20, I'm hoping to launch a counterattack, as I want to send in 2 forces, the Celestial Sential and the Sentials of the Last Light, to push forward and specifically attack their Necromancer to prevent any further resurrections on their end.
All right. Oh, good. So you're talking a 2v1.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm sure that Zoltar will back up his troops, but I'm specifically looking to take out the Necromancer wielding the magic item back here.
All right. Well, let's do this. Let's do another roll.
Okay.
For a 15 or higher, it'll be a 2v1. Otherwise, Zoltar gets to decide who will be fighting with the Necromancer.
Well, hold on, I'm trying to get it to come through on the camera, but it's not. That one is a 2.
All right. So, so the Celestial Sentinel and Astral Sentinels of the Last Light, they are trying to sneak around, and all of a sudden, they are spotted by the Necromancer and by Zoltar. Zoltar, in his infinite wisdom, decides to send another 1 to 2 of his patriots into battle. Marcio, I'll give you let's do another roll for Marcio. If you hit a 15, then you get to do 2 more companions, so it'd be 3 versus 2. Otherwise, it will be 1 more companion. So Marcio,
right.
what do you roll?
Okay, let me know. So what should I roll in order to?
A D20.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1 second.
Zoltar doesn't need.
I got an 8.
Got an 8. All right. So you can only bring over 1 fellow companion to fight with the Necromancer. Who would you like it to be?
She's new in my legion, and I want to prove her loyalty. So I'm sending the Torturer Celica to Relet.
All right. Where is that at here? The Torturer. Ah, there. I see.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we've got. All right. So we've got the Dark Order and Lord Shadowblade. They were just in a battle, right? So Can you do another? Actually, can you give me 2 more rolls? Let's do the first roll for the Dark Order. Oh, you're on mute, I think.
Okay, sorry. I got a 12.
Got a 12. All right.
Yes.
And I think that will recover you. Yep. What about Lord Shadowblade? Let's do one more.
All right. 11.
11. That will not recover you. So, William, could we please disable Lord Shadowblade here? Lord Shadowblade is quite injured. I wouldn't say it's the ankle. I would say it's actually more like the hamstring. If he has hamstrings, it might be ham energy, but ham something.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think he was doing hip thrust the day before, so yeah, the hamstring.
Yeah, those hip thrusts, man. You gotta be careful after you do hip thrusts. All right, so let's load up our next combatants here. I'm going to go ahead and refresh. All right, so the Celestial Sentinel. What class is Celestial Sentinel?
Cleric Jedi.
Cleric, all right. And we've got the Astral. All right, so Astral is also Cleric again, right?
And the Astral Sentinels of the last slide are going to be warriors upon their divine steeds.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah, the link for that one card doesn't work.
Okay. Let me see.
In the comment, I don't think. It's in the comment on the card. You can click the correct link.
Aha, thank you, Billy.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and sorry, you said this was a Cleric as well?
No, they are warriors.
They're warriors? Okay. All right, and then we've got who's it? Zelkina? Zelkina, the High Necro Princess. Zelkina's origins were shrouded in mystery. Her true nature a closely guarded secret among dark forces that sought to control the realm. Born to a line of necromancers whose power stretched back to the dawn of the world, she was marked from birth as a harbinger of a new age. All right, so for Zelkina, what would you say is the class?
Yeah, I'll say it's either a warrior or a cleric.
Warrior, okay. And a cleric.
Yeah, a cleric.
All right, and we got the Torturer is a cleric. And I'll just read the Torturer here. Torturer Selika de Relet was born in the darkest depths of the abyss, a realm shrouded in eternal torment and suffering. From a young age, she displayed a disturbing fascination with the art of inflicting pain. All right, let's auto battle it up. So I'm curious, from both you guys and from the chat, for everyone who's tuning in live, what other types of things would everyone want to see in the combat system here? We've got the ability to auto battle. Obviously there's the narrator at the end that can kind of narrate it, and then we have initiative rolls. We have the ability to select attack, defend, or support. What other cool ideas does everyone have, or just thoughts?
I think this was fun. What do you think, Billy?
I like it. I mean, I'm still a big fan of us kind of adding in the health bars and everything.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I do really like this.
Okay, yeah, I think adding a health bar is a good idea. I wonder if there's a way that we could actually put this on a map, like within the app, like have, or maybe like a preset battle grid or something, for a combat system.
Yeah.
Have either of you guys ever played like? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Billy.
No, not good.
I was gonna ask, like, has anyone played like any of the auto chess style games?
Actually, I'm one step ahead of you again.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna show you guys something that I disabled, but it's gonna be hard to notice on the map. So I'm gonna try to like zoom in,
Okay.
as in totally zoom in. I'm gonna make it a bit disruptive so you'll see it. But we have a grid on the map.
Wait, am I zoomed in the right spot?
Uh, Try to get out of the. Can't see it.
No, I can't see it.
Try to go to the. Oh, you're not seeing it. Why? No.
Billy,
Can you?
yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna walk you through for a quick. Like open the pages, the layers, the
Uh,
left side.
yeah, left side. Okay.
Then go to the bottommost.
Bottommost.
Yeah, click the world.
Okay.
There on the right side, you'll see the columns 75 and 115. On the bottom,
Uh huh.
click the ladder, both on the left one, the left. Is it visible or invisible? You can see it.
I
Oh
don't see
man.
anything.
Yeah, so there's a grid system where I envision it to have like movement and positioning in the map.
Ah.
I'm gonna send a screenshot so that
Okay.
might bad.
All right. We will take a look at that in a second. All right. Let's. While we're waiting for that, let me. Here, I will stop sharing. We're going to reshare as we get audio and Chrome tab. All right. Let's see what happens with this battle.
Introduction. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Zelkina, the High Necro Princess, materialized at the edge of the battlefield, her dark aura pulsating through the shadows. Across the clearing, the Celestial Sentinel stood resolute, flanked by the shimmering astral sentinels of the Last Light, their radiant presence carving into the encroaching darkness. Combat. With an ethereal command, Zelkina summoned spectral warriors to clash against the astral sentinels, spectral claws meeting celestial radiance in a dance of light and shadow. Meanwhile, the air crackled with dark energy as torturous Celica Drele unleashed a barrage of cursed chains upon the celestial sentinel, who retaliated with heavenly spears, their blazing trajectories cut through the dark mist. Each team fought with fervor, light struggling to pierce the overwhelming void cast by the necromancer's forces. Resolution. As the Celestial faltered under the relentless assault of necromantic power, Zelkina seized the moment, conjuring a vortex of pure darkness that consumed the last embers of light. The battlefield fell silent, the dark team's figures emerging victorious amidst the fading echoes of the celestial brilliance they had extinguished.
Ooh, they extinguished your celestial brilliance, Billy. That hurts. All right, let's see who's still alive here. Yeah, they're both dead. That's a dang shame. How are you feeling about this, Seraphel?
My faith never wavers. When it seems darkest is when the light shines the brightest. Back from this.
I like that.
Fear
All
me,
right.
Seraphil.
All right, let's see. So we've got two more down.
Why don't you put
And-
your sword where your mouth is, Zoltar? 101 right now.
And that's what I'm gonna do right now. This is the opportunity I've been seeking, and it's my time. Soltar, I'm coming.
Ooh, all right. So you guys are doing a one-on-one?
Yes,
Still
sir.
be the case.
All right, let's do it.
No more forces need to die. Let's end it here.
Michael Barber said the light is tripping over themselves right now, and I think you're correct about that. All right, Zoltar, the legendary commander. Let's put you in here. What is Zoltar? What class?
I am the best warrior. I'm everything, but I am the best warrior.
All right. And Seraphel, what class are you?
A warrior as well.
All right, warrior versus warrior, the two commanders. They're going up against each other. Let's see what happens. Maybe we can get a poll for this, Andrea. Who's going to win? Let's see. And in the chat, who do you think will win? We've got the two commanders lined up.
There's no need for a poll. I am gonna win.
Seraphel is getting desperate over there. They only have 2 troops left, and Mr. Puffin is one of them. And we all know how we feel about Mr. Puffin.
Mr. Puffin might have an ego, but he's a good soldier. And your cockiness will fade in the face of immortality, Zoltar.
It's either conquer or die. Mortal.
All right, I'm putting these
Did
troops lined up.
Can you press Shift G?
The shift key?
Shift G. Shift Gamma.
Uh-huh.
There it is.
Ah, that's cool. Ah, I see. So we have a grid system here.
Yeah.
That is very cool. All right, so we've got the forces of darkness. They are zooming in, and they've broken through the gates, and now Seraphel sees that his only chance is to take down their commander. Otherwise, his forces will be routed, and the Brightstone Sky Fortress will be lost forever to the forces of darkness. So, are we ready to click this button?
I've been
How
ready since the beginning of time.
Zoltar is ready. Billy, Seraphel, how confident are you in your victory?
Let everyone see that the light will always prevail.
All right. Let's see. Can you guys hear this?
No, we can't hear it.
A stark contrast against the surrounding gloom. On the opposite end, Seraphiel descended like a beacon of hope, her radiant visage blazing defiantly against the encroaching darkness. The stage was set, light clashing against dark, as both champions prepared to forge their destinies in the crucible of battle. Combat. Zoltar unleashed a swirling vortex of shadows, tendrils like serpents, darting towards Seraphile, aiming to engulf her light. With a majestic sweep of her shimmering wings, Seraphile sliced through the darkness, her celestial blade singing as it reflected blinding arcs of light. The battlefield trembled under the fury of their clash, each strike and counterstrike rippling through the air with otherworldly power. Resolution. In a dramatic crescendo, Seraphiel summoned a pillar of incandescent light, banishing Zoltar's shadows in an explosive burst. The Shadow Commander staggered, engulfed in brilliance, as Seraphiel's final strike cleaved through the veil of darkness. The Light Team claimed victory. The battlefield illuminated with Seraphiel's triumphant glow.
Seraphil, you are victorious.
My faith never wavered. Blessed be the light.
All right. Wow. Zoltar, you are defeated, my man. As Seraphil gives the last blow, you start fading away into the mist and back into the hells. do you have any last words as you're fading away?
Good fight, but I'm still the best warrior this kingdom, this realm has ever seen.
So, a very long last sentence as you're fading away, but you know what? I'll give it to you. All right, so he is defeated. Zoltar is defeated. Seraphel has won, and in that defeat, the forces of darkness, they lost their commander, and you know they are not the bravest of the bunch, so they have all decided to retreat back onto the airship, and they are going to be departing. They're going to pick up Lord Shadowblade, who was over here injured with his hamstring, poor guy, and they're going to be zooming away from the Brightstone Sky Fortress. And the Brightstone Sky Fortress, down to the last 3 people, has stood victorious with the forces of the light. Congratulations, Seraphel, and to the forces of the light, and to all the summoners who contributed to this battle. This was a good one. So, Billy, let me switch my screen here. I'll go back over to the battle light. This battle raged for a while now, and I think since we're at time here, do we want to key up maybe like a small teaser, just a small teaser for the next week's event?
Sure. There's a lot in motion currently. If you want to follow me on the Figma. In terms of what we'll specifically see next, the forces of darkness took the inn of the holy moon and left their abominations lurking the streets. So we've seen that there's been some heroes gathering to go and retake that for the forces of the light. So we might see that action next. There's also been whispers that in the Blood Shadow Keep to the far east, the scientists have been working to build these monstrous creatures and these perfect weapons of war. So the forces of the light have been gathering their own mechanical creations to go and contest them. So we might just see that battle next. And where the forces of darkness from the Sky Fortress Inn will retreat to is anybody's game.
All right. And, for the next one, how do y'all feel about doing something a little bit more traditional? Should we do the next one with all dice rolls? What do you think?
I'm not against it. We definitely have to figure out a better camera setup so this way we can see the rolls. My picking up my camera probably isn't ideal.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
Right.
but we're gonna be losing stuff like the narrator and other cool features from this battle system.
All right. Well, that's a fair point. Maybe we could do a little bit of both. We could do a little bit more hybrid. What do you think, William?
Yeah, I think going one way isn't ideal because we still want to let the AI take most of the storytelling. But I think maybe we can integrate it where when they're battling, there's a requirement. Like the light has to roll a d15 in order for their attack to succeed, or a bit more detailed.
Oh yeah. I wonder what would it look like if we added like a dice roll to the battle royale system.
That would be cool.
Right?
Yeah.
It would be. And I see Jesse. Jesse said, "I'm hoping Murdoch to retire one would be in the next battle." And I love the idea of the dice roll. And Felfon said, "I like hybrids." Oh, and said, "I love dice!" Very, very loudly. Also said, "You can't beat the bunny's little light minions." What bunny? Wait, what bunny is he talking about?
I think the bunny that's currently in the Inn of the Holy Moon.
Oh, not Bunny Hall?
Oh, it might be Bunny Hawk.
Well, yeah,
There's
no
also
one-
a bunny. There's also the Happy Death Bunny that's at the end. So I don't know. We got a lot of bunnies currently.
Oh, really?
Wait, who knows? Maybe we have a Bunny v Bunny.
Bunny v Bunny. Oh, I like that. That'd be a cool one.
Stranger things have happened.
All right, awesome. All right, well, I think this concludes today's session. So Billy gave a little bit of a heads up and a preview of what we're going to do for the next one. We'll see if maybe we can add like 1 or 2 new features in the next one. In the meantime, just so everyone knows, we are getting very, very close to World being live in beta. So we probably have another week, maybe 2 weeks before we open up the beta. So if you guys have not yet joined the beta group, we would love to have you. So please just message us on Discord, and we'll get you guys in. And yeah, besides that, is there any other announcements that we have, or any other conversation?
Like,
I think
subscribe.
you said it all. Yeah, like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe. Yep. And James Deanna said it would be interesting to see the robot battles. And let's see. Edward said, I'd like to see simple combat web implemented. Tank, stealth, magic, tank.
I have one more announcement, Jedi.
Yeah.
So remember, we asked the community for 45 reviews.
Oh yeah.
We are at 31 5-star reviews. So if you guys want this feature, you know what you gotta do.
31. All right, so we need another, 14 5-star reviews. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, yeah. So, and I don't know, how would everyone feel? Like, maybe what we could do is we could release some sort of like prototype battle system on web initially, something to just to get people's like thoughts on.
That would be nice. I think the community has been very receiving about this idea. They should enjoy it a little bit.
Should we add in like bunnies just as an Easter egg? Like every 5 dice rolls, a bunny just comes out of nowhere and starts attacking your characters. All right. Well, we will. Yeah, we'll keep brainstorming, keep thinking about it. But yeah, please tell your friends, share with everyone. Like, subscribe, and we will see everyone next week. Thank you all for joining us today. Peace, y'all.